with a little love and some tenderness. We'll walk upon the water, we'll rise above the mist, with a little peace and some harmony. We'll take the world together, we'll take them by the hand.
You may be seated. Bruchim habayim, welcome. Before we get going, I would ask you all to please put away your phones. So you got 10 seconds, whatever last shot you want to take it right now. Part of what makes a wedding and what works about it is that your presence here with us in person makes it a holy and special thing. So no mediation through a phone. Before we begin as well, we're going to take a moment to hold in our hearts and minds those who couldn't be with us here today. The ones, we have some memories here under the chuppah with us, and then there's the ones that are in our hearts and in our minds. So let's take a moment. May these memories be a source of comfort and strength, and may the names of those passed before a blessing today and always. Mi'adir al Hakol, may the one who is supreme in power, blessing, and glory bless these loving companions. Source of holiness, bless Jennifer and Benjamin, who stand beneath this chuppah, this wedding canopy that represents their future home, open on all sides to accept with gracious hospitality all who enter. They stand before you, prepared to accept the sacred bond of marriage as they pledge to care for each other throughout the years. They bring to this marriage the wisdom and experience of their lives in your presence. Encourage them to find happiness and fulfillment together. May they know contentment in the home they intend to establish, and there may your spirit be found through the keeping of mitzvot, performance of good deeds. Jewish ceremonies begin with the blessing of a cup of wine. This is to remind us that what follows is sacred and holy. Can I ask you to hold this for me, please? Thank you very much. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, who rules the universe for creating the fruit of the vine. Praised are you, Adonai, whose source of life, whose mitzvot add holiness to our lives, and whose wisdom guides the partnership of this loving couple. Blessed are you who sanctifies all creation and unites them here under this chuppah with these sacred rites of marriage. As you share this wine, so may you share all things from this day on with love and understanding. May life's joys be heightened, its bitterness sweetened, and each of its moments hallowed. Jocelyn will speak at this point. I'd like to ask Jocelyn to give some words.
Check. In the mic.
Hold it together.
I wanted to bring together some words from some poets that I thought might be meaningful to Ben and Jenny. I decided to bring together a conversation between some artists that I thought would also be meaningful to Ben and Jenny on their wedding day. So this is a poem with words from Mary Oliver, John O'Donohue, some hot tuna, and some Tom Petty. Last night the rain spoke to me, slowly, saying what joy to come falling out of the brisk cloud, to be happy again in a new way on the earth. As spring unfolds the dream of the earth, may you bring each other's hearts to birth. As kindly as moonlight might search the dark, so gentle may you be when light grows scarce. Find you a lover somewhere all bright and new. You belong among the wildflowers. You belong somewhere you feel free. One more time I'm asking you, let this moment be. As surprised as the silence that music opens, may your words for each other be touched with reverence. With what you got together now, rest ain't hard to do. You can see it ain't no jive, all my love for you. What joy to come falling out of the brisk cloud. That's what the rain said and vanished. Like a dream of the ocean, imagine. The wild and wondrous journeys still to be yours. I love you guys.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much. All right, here's a question for the two of you. Have you come here freely and without reservations to give yourselves to each other in marriage? They said yes. All right, I'll start with you, Ben. Repeat after me. I, Benjamin, take you, Jennifer, to be my wife.
I, Benjamin, take you, Jennifer, to be my wife.
I promise to treasure, support, comfort, and respect you.
I promise to treasure, support, comfort, and respect you.
I will strive to deepen our relationship,
I will strive to deepen our relationship,
to listen compassionately,
to listen compassionately,
and to trust you completely.
and to trust you completely.
I will honor our differences
I will honor our differences
and treasure our shared values.
and treasure our shared values.
I will work with you
I will work with you
so that our home will be filled with warmth,
so that our home will be filled with warmth,
generosity, and love.
generosity, and love.
These things
And these things
I vow to you today and
I
always.
vow to you today and always.
Jennifer, repeat after me. I, Jennifer, take you, Benjamin, to be my husband.
I, Jennifer, take you, Benjamin, to be my husband.
I promise to treasure, support, comfort, and respect you.
I promise to treasure, support, comfort, and respect.
I will strive to deepen our relationship,
I will strive to deepen our relationship,
to listen compassionately,
to listen compassionately,
and to trust you completely.
and to trust you completely.
I will honor our differences
I will honor our differences
and treasure our shared values.
treasure our shared values.
I will work with you so that our home will be filled
I will work with you so that our home will be filled
with warmth, generosity, and love.
with warmth, generosity, and love.
These things I vow to you
These things I vow to you
today and always.
today and always.
Those vows were taken from their ketubah, which they signed just before this. So they will have these vows written beautifully in art on their walls. May I have the rings, please? The exchange of rings in a Jewish ceremony is called kiddushin, and the root of this word is kadosh, which means holy. So these rings represent the commitment to the sacred nature of your union and the holiness of your marriage. Take the appropriate. So, well, hold on. One at a time. Place the ring on Jennifer's finger. Oh, yes, you're right. There's a Jewish tradition of putting the ring on the index finger of the right hand because that's the direct line to the heart. Repeat after me. This ring is a symbol
This ring is a symbol
of the sacred dedication
of the sacred dedication
of our union
of our union,
as I take you to be my wife
as I take you to be my wife,
in accordance
in accordance
with these rites of marriage.
with these rites of marriage.
This ring is a symbol
This ring is a symbol
of the sacred dedication
of the sacred dedication
of our union
of our union
as I take you to be my husband
as I take you to be my husband
in accordance
in accordance
with these rites of marriage.
with these rites of marriage.
That was all the hard parts for you too. But we're not done. I get to say a few words, and thank you has to be where I start. Thank you for honoring me with the privilege of being here today. It's been so great to get to know you. I get to finally see you in person. I'm hearing a lot of that these days, but it's been great, and your patience, in everyone's patience in navigating the last few years is tremendous. And you got here. We're here. Yes. So, having gone this far and come through so much to get here, I'm going to share just a few words of wisdom that I've picked up along the way, not necessarily my wisdom, to share with you. The ancient rabbis of the Talmud, so 2,000 years ago, rabbis were talking about marriage, and they wanted to be useful and helpful, and so they said, marriage is like the 2 stone tablets of the 10 Commandments. That's pretty interesting. What they meant was that each tablet with 5 commandments was strong and independent and incredibly valuable on its own. Didn't need anything to stand with it, to be relevant and useful. But together, when they became 10 commandments, they withstood the test of thousands of years. They've been the basis of not just one religion, but many cultures and religions. They're really amazing. So that's a good metaphor for marriage. The 2 of you, each of you separate independent, amazing. You don't need anyone else, but look what the two of you can do together and how great you will be. So yeah, be like the 10 Commandments. I think it's a good idea. And then there's a piece of wisdom, I'm not sure it's wisdom, but my experience, which is that life is interesting. Well, we know life is interesting. Today is a special day, and we all know that. But the trick is to make every day a special day. Because routine is your friend. Isn't that weird? Routine is when things are kind of normal and you just take for granted waking up in the morning and grabbing your coffee. You're not really taking it for granted. What you've done is absorb the joy and happiness that is so physical today, and you've tucked it into your gut, and it's there. It's the rock that happens to take you as an anchor through your day. There was a scholar last century, Abraham Joshua Heschel, and he said, live life in radical amazement, which is to say, wake up each morning and seek out the unique spirit that permeates all things. So when you do this, you will find that joy and happiness, that specialness from today, every day, routine or not. And I think that's a good value as well. Today is a special day. I'm not going to stop saying that, ever. We have a Jewish prayer for special days. It's called the Shechianu. It's a prayer for Thanksgiving, and it is a prayer thanking God for life, not just existence. That's nice, but this is a life that's participated in, that's engaged in, that's special. So we're thanking for that. We're thanking God for all humanity and nature, for the good fortune of being at this place and this time. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'achiyanu v'ki'imanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, Spirit of the universe, who has kept us alive and sustained us and enabled us to reach this moment. This next set of blessings express gratitude to God for the miracle of life in general and the sanctity of married life in particular. There are 7 of them, and so they are known as the 7 blessings. In Judaism, 7 carries a special significance. It's the number of wholeness and holiness. It's the number of Shabbat, the Sabbath. So it's the number of peace. So may these Sheva Brachot, may these 7 blessings confer blessing on each day of every week of your lives together. So as I go through these, I'm going to do them in Hebrew and then in English. And after each one, I'm going to look up, and you all are going to help me by saying Amen. That way we'll all know how we can count to the 7. You're going to hold this for me. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, Spirit of the universe, who brings forth fruit from the vine. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehakol bara lichvodo. Praised are you, God, who shapes the universe. Your creation reflects your vision. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, yotzer ha'adam. Praised are you, source of all life, who fashions each person. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher yatzar et ha'adam b'tzalmo, b'tzelem dmut tivnoto, v'hitkin lo mimenu binyan adei ad. Baruch atah Adonai, yotzer ha'adam. Praised are you, God, for instilling inspiration in all humanity. You have planted within us a vision of you and given us the means that we may flourish. Praised are you, Creator of humanity. Amen. Sos tasis v'tagel ha'akara b'kibutz banea v'tocha b'simcha. Baruch atah Adonai, mesameach Tzion b'vanea. May the communities of the world rejoice as their children gather in happiness. Blessed are you, Creator of the universe, who bestows joy and gladness. Amen. Sameach tesamech re'im ha'ahuvim kesimcha yitzircha began eden mikedem. Baruch atah Adonai, mesameach chatan v'chala. Let these friends share in blessed peace and comfort. Praised are you, the presence, who guides this couple in their happiness. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bara sason v'simcha, Chatan v'chala, Gila, Rina, Ditza v'chedva, Achva v'achva, v'shalom v're'ut. Mehera Adonai Eloheinu yishma ba'arei Yehuda b'chutzot Yerushalayim, kol sason v'kol simcha, kol chatan v'kol kala, kol metil chulot hatanim mechubatam, una'arim memishte meginatam. Baruch atah Adonai, mesameach chatan im hakala. Praised are you who lights the world with happiness and contentment, love and companionship, peace and friendship, loved and beloved. Let the mountains of Israel dance, let the gates of Jerusalem ring with the songs of joy, song, merriment, and delight. We praise you, God, who brings this couple together to rejoice in each other. And let us all say, Amen. Have some fun. I've got another blessing because I can. I'll guide you traffic. Eternal God who blesses us, grant that this couple who love each other find the full measure of joy and satisfaction in your world. Bless them that they may be a blessing to all they meet in life's way. In these amongst all things may you be blessed. In loving each other, in appreciating how you are alike, in treasuring how you are different, in sharing your lives together, in peace and serenity in your home, in the fulfillment of living and growing and achieving together, in the warmth and companionship of family and friends, and in realizing your fondest hopes. Since you have both acted out of love and affection in accordance with these rights and in accordance with the laws of the Commonwealth of Virginia, I now get to say that you, Jennifer, and you, Benjamin, are legally married. It's a Jewish wedding. We're not done yet. Jewish weddings end with the smashing of a glass, and we don't know why we do this. It got lost to history. As a rabbi, I think that's great because it means I can give it meaning that I think is appropriate. So it is a mark of humility and holiness to make this a prayer, the shattering of glass, a prayer to God, asking for other people who don't have the opportunity for joy and happiness as we do today to have them. And also, because it can have more than one meaning, for however many pieces this breaks into, so will your love be multiplied.
My name is Kirk. I'll be your MC, also your DJ for the rest of the evening. It's my pleasure to introduce them. I really want to hear you give up for them. Here they are, Ginny and Viv. Oh, come on, you guys, I can't hear you. You gotta get it loud. Ginny and Viv, rock and roll, let's go.
We just want to briefly thank everybody for being here today. There was a lot of traffic in front of you, a lot of chaos with others. This has been a long time coming, about 22 years. Additional year on top of that. So it really means a lot to us, everybody that has chosen to celebrate with us. So we're very glad to see all of you, and hope that we can make our way around and actually see you. So please come grab us.
Consider yourself glad.
But also, I really want to thank everybody who's here. I know it's been a really rough year and a half, and we're so appreciative that everybody is able to be here and celebrate with us. We want to give a special thanks to both of our parents.
I'm going to recite the blessings, not in the normal way that it used to be, the real way. Luciana, grandmother, who taught me how to say the blessings. So it's Buya Harto, Albano Laheni, Mila Hawaii, Amo to death and Mina Horah.
If I use my notes. There's a saying that is attributed to the Chinese, may you live in interesting times. It is intended as a curse. I think we can all agree that we are living in interesting times. In fact, they continue to get even more interesting as time goes on. We have all observed society long enough to know that enterprises based on human relationships evolve in more or less the same way, be they corporations, partnerships, or marriages. Things tend to go well when times are smooth and comfortable. The real test of the relationship is adversity. In other words, interesting times. Ben and Jenny have had to deal with all kinds of challenges, from a new puppy to a pandemic, with changes of jobs, house hunting, and even buying a house. And now they are embarking on what is perhaps one of the most stressful and potentially antagonizing of all enterprises. No, you thought I was going to say marriage. Deciding on how to fix up and modify their living space. How to renovate a house is a true formula for headbutting, if there ever was one. These events are individually stressful. Taken in rapid sequence, they become a barometer of endurance and willpower, and especially of commitment. The past 3 years have proven that these two can weather and rise above all challenges, even the disappointment of having to postpone their wedding for an entire year. Jenny and Ben have discovered that such challenges are best overcome with cooperation, love, humor, compromise, and most importantly, good communication. They have already made to each other after several years together the kind of commitment that perhaps is only a theoretical dedication when it is recited on the chuppah as a generality, in good times and bad times, for richer or poorer, in sickness and health. Jenny and Ben have worked through with mutual love and support the kind of challenges that usually come only in or after the first few years of a marriage. Debbie and I have witnessed how they have charted a path through this minefield of difficulties, and we are confident that they can weather the inevitable challenges to come. We are immensely proud of their perseverance, dedication, and commitment to each other, and wish them much love, happiness, and success in the years ahead. So in the spirit of these interesting times, we would like to raise a glass. You can make it a virtual glass if you choose. And welcome Jenny to our family. We offer a toast to the newlyweds and say, in the spirit of a fantasy genre that I personally am happy to share with my son, live long and prosper.
Oh, come on, you guys. Nice round of applause. Thank you, Joel. Thank you, Debbie.
So eloquent.
Gentlemen, yeah, everybody. Come on, give it up for them. Congratulations. Thank you, guys. Well done. Keep that applause going. We gotta bring up Jimmy's parents. Give it up for Claire and Eric.
This works, but I want to welcome you to Super Spreader 2021. Thank you all for coming. I too have written things out because I really messed up my first orders. I was drunk, I was high, I was incoherent, and I decided I had to do better on this occasion. So I actually also wrote this massive. It's not that long. So I want to thank you all for coming to celebrate. Claire and I, and Joe and Debbie, the adults in the room, say welcome. To all who live nearby, to all who come from afar, to those who haven't made it because they're dead, those who haven't made it because they are cautious, and we know that the echoes of all of them reverberate in the family that we have here, the expressions, the character, the sense of self, goes back, reminds me of people who are long gone, but who are here today, in their presence and others. I need my glasses. It's getting to that point. Oh, those are my sunglasses. And a special welcome to the heavily medicated. You know who you are. If marriage is to be a success, one should begin by marrying the right person. And so Claire and I drew comfort knowing that Ben and Jenny had covered our premarital checklist before these ceremonies. The first item, of course, is identification. What is your name? They got past that. They knew each other since childhood. And so we were comfortable with that. And then they asked the necessary follow-up question, are we all married? No, we're not. Okay, then we can get on. And then there are a couple of additional questions. How many animals are you okay with in a relationship? How many plants? In the event of an emergency water landing, are you physically capable and willing to perform emergency actions? And finally, of course, are you going to finish that? The declarations and ceremonies here today frame a commitment to a life partnership. That's a long time, but will be too short if you're as lucky as we have been and how that has developed. About the turn of the millennium at Sherry and Todd's wedding, the MC asked my Aunt Yetta and Uncle Jesse, the longest married couple in the room, the secret of their success, and Yetta, being no wallflower, as we all know, spoke for the two of them and said, regular meals. Maybe it's as simple as that. Maybe being together regularly every day, quietly taking nourishment and feeling gratitude for each other is what it's about. About a decade ago, an old friend of mine who was married late in life came to me with alarm and told me that his wife of several years had said that he was extremely annoying. I said, I thought that was the foundation for a great relationship. She acknowledged your resistance, I said. It's downhill from here. Maybe paying attention to each other is part of the equation. This is the last page. Every child is different. I remember Jenny with a perpetual look of wonder plastered on her face as she grew into consciousness. I remember that she emerged as the whatever kid, and over time found her boundaries and her passions and grew. When we rule ourselves, we have responsibilities of sovereigns, not subjects. Jenny rules herself. And she gives what she can, which is a very great thing. I used to refer to Jenny as my stealth weapon. When it needs doing, she emerges, steps up, and lifts the load. One indication of Jenny's good judgment, I have had a couple of drinks, is choosing to wrap her heart around Ben and making his happiness yours and concern, Jenny. I thank Joel and Debbie for doing an excellent job in helping you, Ben, set your path. I think you're a great guy with a big heart, openness to the thoughts of others, and a readiness to give of yourself. A compliment and harmony to Jenny's song. She is your fortune, and you are hers. Who could ask for more? So continue to be aware of each other's sensitivities, seek each other's counsel, gleefully give way when possible, and explore the remaining bounteous seasons of the coming years. And hopefully say, as your mother and I say to each other, grow old along with me. The best is yet to be, the last of life for which the first was made. Thank you.
Thank you, Claire. Thank you, Eric.
I'll talk about it. I got Benny.
Come on, you guys. Another nice round of applause. Very nice. Thank you. Keep that applause going, you guys. Best man, give it up for Eric.
Hello, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Eric. I'm the best man. I've known Ben for nearly 20 years. We initially bonded over a love for playing music and video games, but truly solidified our friendship over mutual delights and futile arguments over absurd things. I met Ben when we were fresh out of high school. Much has changed since then. We both managed to cultivate successful careers, we own homes, become a lawyer, have some kids. We both aged well. We both aged. Yet despite the passage of time and the changes that have made us better men, one thing remains unchanged. Ben still has those same cargo shorts from high school. Not for nostalgia though, he'd have worn them today had Jenny not considered a dress code. We've known each other a long time and held on to our friendship in spite of many obstacles that life throws at you. Cross state line distances, relationships, hectic work schedules. But I knew early on that he was a unique person that I wanted to play Beatles riffs with and debate with for a long time. Although our hangouts have changed from games and guitars to landscaping and building closets, I get excited for whatever we do because it isn't the activity that makes for the good time, but the dumb jokes and silly arguments we share along the way. As time marches on and Ben's cargo shorts become more outdated, I look forward to watching our families grow in tandem. More pointless debates and the emergence of a new victor in arguments with Ben. It's Jenny. It's always Ben. Cheers.
Well done. Come on, you guys. Nice round of applause for you. Let's go. Let's hear it. Keep that applause going, you guys. Give it up for our maid of honor. Come on, Allison.
All right, first I can't look at you because I'll start crying right away. So I apologize in advance. First, I would actually like to start by saying I'm very upset with Eric for stealing my opening line to my speech. Because I also started off with, hello everybody, for those of you who don't know me, and I would be very surprised if actually anyone didn't know me, but my name is Allison. I am Jenny's best friend of the past 25 years and maid of honor. When Jenny asked me to give a speech at her wedding, I was of course thrilled, but I was petrified as I thought about having to match or top the epic speech she gave at my wedding, and honestly, crap, how am I supposed to get through this without sobbing? I can't look at you. I could talk about the fond memories of photo shoots in her parents' front yard, our questionable teenage fashion choices, leaving weird sounds on each other's voicemails, or the one summer we went to the beach every weekend. I could talk about how Jenny is the most steadfast, loving, thoughtful, and big-hearted best friend that a girl could be lucky to have. Instead, I want to tell all of you about how many, many years ago, Jenny gave me the best piece of advice that I have ever gotten. She said, trust your gut. As women, our gut feeling is typically always right. And that small piece of advice has stuck with me ever since. You know, Jenny has always trusted her gut, whether it's her fashion choices, her design choices, adopting that crazy dog they have now, Cody, or when she was telling me to stop panicking and everything will be fine, when it started raining inside of our Airbnb during her bachelorette weekend. Jenny trusted her gut when she went on her first date with Ben, even though he refused to say that their first date was their first date. She trusted her gut when she moved home to Maryland and in with Ben because he was the one, leaving Keith and I to fend for ourselves in Virginia. And on a rainy July 4th, between giant wheels of whiskey and an amazing seafood feast, she trusted her gut when Ben asked her to marry him, and she said yes. It seems to me that trusting her gut has worked out pretty darn well. So to all of you, I will impart the wisdom that Jenny did on me, and to always trust your gut. And to Ben, I say, how damn lucky are Keith and I that your gut led you to Jenny, and we get the privilege of calling you a good friend. Eye contact, I know. So to all of you, I'd like to say, raise your glass to Jenny and Ben, and always following your gut. May it lead you to a lifetime of happiness as we have all gotten to witness here today. Jenny and Ben, I love you both. I can't wait to make our Shenandoah commune a reality. Jenny and Ben forever. I love you both. Mazel tov. Congratulations.
Mazel tov. Come on, you guys. Nice round of applause for us.
I don't
You guys, for our final toast, have a nice round of applause with Becky. Come on, let's go.
We're on. In modern weddings, the bride and groom spend so much time preparing every little detail to make sure that it is perfect for all of their guests, that sometimes they don't get an opportunity to enjoy it themselves. And I know that Jenny and Ben have worked so hard to make this wedding happen. Look at these details, right? Like, can we take a minute? Stunning. Look at the flowers, look at the everything, right? I was a little worried that they would not have the opportunity to enjoy their own wedding. There is a Jewish custom that attempts to remedy this situation. The rabbis say that it is actually the duty of the guests to give joy to the bride and groom on their wedding day. In fact, it is considered to be a mitzvah to do this, okay? This mitzvah is often accomplished by having the guests do silly dances and skits in front of the couple. And I am never one to miss out on the opportunity to do a mitzvah. So to Jenny and Ben, while you have heard sage advice about how to make a marriage work, you have to stick together through the good times and the bad times, that you have to work hard at maintaining a relationship, I have one more piece of advice that I think is truly critical to having a long and happy life together. And that is, you have to have fun together. You have to purposefully create fun. You have to choose fun. And sometimes you need to make things a little spicy too. But rather than tell you how to do it, I'm going to show you how to do it.
I miss all of y'all. All y'all girls standing together. I can't take it.
Come on, let's hear it, let's go. Come on, you guys, I can't hear you. You gotta be a little bit louder than that.
I have done my duty.
Now, if you would like Becky and the Beckyettes to dance at your wedding, it's only $25,000. That's what Beck told me. Right? Cake cutting coming up next, you guys. If you want to get a little bit closer. Cake cutting coming up right after this. Let's go.
storybook. Will be no encore. And all the random hands that I have shook, well, they're reaching for the door. I watch the backs as they leave single file. You stood stubborn, chewing all the while. I know I can be comfortable. I know I can be brave. And I know this losers, they're unfortunate. 'Cause I know you will love me either way. Most were big and good for goodness sake, but you that's why you are more beautiful when you awake. Most are in a lifetime. Through the years, that is my memory. Well, stay for trouble, though you paid for comedy.
Timmy and Ben, everybody, come on, let's hear it. I need all my couples up on the dance floor. We asked that we get all the couples here. Come on, you guys, join them. I need all my couples on the dance floor. Come on, don't be shy. Let's go. Dance floor's open. everybody, come on, give it up for Les here. Let's go. Party's on, come on, let's dance.